Hi guys, this month the Digital Yoga Network, which I'm part of, has the topic of inversions. And inversions have become my absolute favorite in the last few months, no, in the last year to be precise. And I absolutely love it. What happens is that you go through true transformation when you tackle your inversions. And one of the core basics and one of the basics is core strength, and not just core as like abdominal muscles, it's like a whole body core connection to your center. And as you're moving, the center of gravity and the center, your core, your hara changes. Building this core strength, which I'm still doing, has transformed my inversions, has helped me to become more stable and lighter in my transitions in yoga, and also has enabled me now to do light-feeted, light-handed handstands, which I absolutely love. And now here in this video I share with you some of the ab exercises I've done, I've practiced, I learned from other teachers, I watched on YouTube videos, and I collected together. And they all make anatomical, physiological sense to prepare you for your inversions. So I hope you enjoy this sequence and this little class. Let's get them burning. Yeah, I give you options. So if it's a little bit hard for you, just go the easier options. I always build it up sequentially and after a level. So don't give up. I have started small too, and you will, if you repeat these exercises, get stronger. You will see it, you will feel it, trust me. I did. It's not a long time ago that I learned it, so you will too. Okay, let's get started. We begin standing. So come onto your mat and have the feet hip width distance apart. Take the heels slightly out, and you can bend your knees at the beginning and just ground down with your awareness. Before we start with real core strengthening exercise, we want to open the body. We want to lengthen the fascia before we strengthen. And that's just because we want the forces we want to put onto our different muscle systems and connections, we want to be able to distribute that evenly. Now, take your hands towards your knees, bend your knees a little bit, and then just wiggle your hips a little bit just to get into it. Now, with the inhalation, you draw your head down, and then exhale, drawing the navel in round the back, and inhale, coming back up, down. So just body waves here. Exhale, and inhale. Exhale, inhale, and exhale, rounding the back, pushing the heart between the shoulder blades. Inhale, exhale, and inhale, exhale, lifting lower abdomen up and in, and then holding this lift. Inhale, and exhale, and inhale, and exhale, round, and then slowly come up. Bring the hips slightly forward, draw the lower abdomen in, draw the navel up towards your spine, and then roll the shoulders out. Beautiful. Good. Now, take your hands over your head, standing still with this stable and solid core here. And then take the arms over your head. Take your right hand onto your left wrist, push your left foot onto the floor, and then reach over to the side and breathe here for a moment. Beautiful. Find a stable stance with both feet, breathing into the side ribs. And then switch sides. Inhale and exhale, pushing the right foot into the floor, bringing the left shoulder blade slightly forward, so you're spiraling your chest slightly up. If you like, you can look up towards the sky, pressing the right hip down, and then inhale, coming up, exhale, release the hands. Beautiful. Now take your hands behind your back, keep a little bend in your elbows, not elbow in your bends. And then with the exhalation, bend the knees, pelvic floor muscle lift up, and you draw the lower ribs up and in. Now inhale, lift the chest to the sky, press the knuckles down, and then exhale, fold over your thighs, deepening the hip creases, drop your head and take your hands over your head. And then just stay here for a moment, roll the shoulders back and rest your chest on your thighs. And roll your head, releasing tensions in the neck. Good. And then very slowly bend the knees again. Inhale, come up. And exhale, release the shoulders. Good, now take the hands behind your back. Fingertips point down, right on your sacrum. Then inhale, press the elbows back, lift the chest. Exhale, come into half forward bend, and then you're just pressing the hands into your sacrum. Beautiful. And stay here for a moment. With each exhalation, think how your tailbone lengthens a little bit, the lower abdomen draw up and in, and your lower ribs draw a little bit more into your body. So take a deep breath in. Then take your hands to your lower ribs and exhale, press them towards your body. Good, stay with your hands here, inhale. And exhale. See how they're drawing closer in, and keep this little bit drawing in. Good. And then exhale, coming back up. Inhale, open the shoulders. Beautiful. Good. We come onto the floor now. First, come onto all fours. We start with simple cat-cows to activate the core and get the natural, the normal movement, which we will be over and over repeating, and I will force you to, I will tell you to. We do this simple breath movement exercise. So with the inhalation, you lift the chest, as we did with the body weights earlier, and exhale, curl the tailbone down, bring the frontal hip points closer towards your lower ribs and draw the ribs in. Good, and then inhale again, lift the chest, bring the sit bones up, and exhale, draw the navel in and push into the heels of your hands. You can also already start to curl your fingertips and curl them a little bit into the mat. That is actually your break in your handstands later on, and it activates the muscles in your wrists a little bit as well, which protects you from any strain here. So inhale, lifting up, and exhale, draw the navel in, pushing the heels of the hands into the mat. Feel the stretch between the shoulder blades. Inhale, lift up again, and exhale, and then inhale, lift, and exhale. Now you can stay here, or we go to the next level. So with the next exhalation, you lift the knees off the floor, exhale, and inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, lift the heels, knees, and inhale, lift the chest. I'm feeling it already. Exhale, lift, and inhale. And one more, exhale, and inhale. And not once more, exhale. Hold here for a moment. Keep on breathing. And then slowly take the knees down, bring the feet together and the knees together, and move with your buttocks back onto your heels into a child's pose. So bring the forehead down to the floor, the hands either behind you, or you stack the fists on top of one another and rest your forehead down here. Now come back up from your child's pose, and then from here we move into a tabletop position again, but this time you move your knees slightly back. If your wrists start already to hurt, you can come onto your fists. That takes the pressure a little bit out of the wrists. Okay, so we're on here on all fours. Knees are slightly back, we're in a half plank. And then bring your tailbone back towards your heels. Draw the upper arms back into your armpits so we stabilize the shoulder girdle as well. And take the chin slightly towards your throat. So we tend to drop the head here. Just keep it up. Now, exhale, bend the elbows slightly, leading with the heart, navel to spine. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, it's a beautiful preparation for Chaturanga. Exhale, the beautiful yogic push-up. Inhale, coming back up. And exhale. We do 2 more. If you like, you can intensify. So you can tuck the toes under, tilt the pelvis so the pubic bone moves closer towards your navel, and then exhale, lower down, keeping the hips buoyant. Inhale, come back up, and exhale, lower down, so that the shoulders don't come lower than your elbows. Inhale, come back up, and then exhale, come back into a child's pose, walk the hands back. Take a breath here, inhale, and then exhale, coming back up, lower the elbows, and now we come all the way onto the belly. Now take your forearms in front of you so that the elbows are in line with your shoulders, and we are in sphinx pose here. Now have the hands in line with the elbows and the elbow creases in line with your shoulders. Now press the hips into the floor, press the hands into the floor, draw the hands towards you, look forward, bring the chin slightly back and draw the ribs slightly in. And with the exhalation, push into your forearms and then look towards your navel, just lifting the hips off the floor. The knees stay on the floor. Good, and then stay here for a moment. And inhale, we lift the heart again, look forward. Exhale, lift the hips. Inhale, lift the heart. You already feel it? Good. Exhale, lift. And inhale. And again, exhale. Inhale. And exhale, lift the hips off the floor. Stay here for a moment. And with each exhalation, you can accentuate the lift of the lower abdomen, lift of the pelvic floor slightly up, drawing the hip points, frontal hip points closer towards your ribs. Good. Pushing into your forearms, moving the back of your beautiful heart up towards the ceiling. Staying here for a moment. Deep, long breathing. Stay cool. You're almost there. And then slowly coming back up. Lift the chest, and that gives the front of our body a little bit of a opening as well. Good. And then exhale. Come onto your belly. Come onto all fours. Bring the knees out wide. We come into hero's pose, so downward facing hero. Sit on your heels first and then just snake your spine through with lifting everything on the bottom back up. Lifting up, walking your hands out. And maybe running a few releasing waves through the spine, and then take your forehead to the floor. And take a few deep breaths here. So some of you guys, you probably maybe have problems to bring the feet back flat on the floor, or even bring the buttocks flat onto your heels. That's totally fine. If you bring a pillow underneath your feet or underneath your buttocks, then you're much more comfortable here. It's a journey, so don't expect miracles from one day to the other. Good. And then after a few breaths, just having a rest here, you come back up onto all fours. And then Chaturanga. Cross the legs and come to a seated position. So we're sitting on our 3 letters. In German it's I think 2. Po, P-O, the po. In English, the bum. I don't know what you thought. Okay, so bring the heels slightly in. Now there are 2 variations. You can either have the hands behind you to sit nice and stable. I don't want you to collapse in your lower back. There can be a slight rounding of the lower back to activate the transverse abdominis. So again, that's this nearing of the, nearing is that the word, so that the frontal hip points come closer to the lower ribs. So you can stay here and then just bring the knees out wide and have the feet together, especially the inner toe mounts. So because our deep core line, that's a myofascial line, a track of muscle connections, I say that now simply, that goes into your inner thighs, goes up, pelvic floor, up, connected here, psoas complex up to the T12, and then all the way up to your body. And we initiate that with pressing the inner toe mounts together. Also, what helps to find lightness in your elevations and is part of this big core strength discussion is the inner thighs. We need to strengthen them. So have the knees out wide, take the hands in front of you, and then with the inhalation you extend the legs, and exhale, bring the knees out wide. You can also take the hands behind you. Good. So inhale, extend, and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. I learned this beautiful exercise from my friend and teacher, Sabina Dini. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Awesome exercise, exhale. But important, you don't feel anything in your lower back, so you slowly build up with just bringing the feet in and out. With the inhalation you extend, with the exhalation you draw them back in, and you probably feel it already here. Exhale, inhale, one more exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Good, hold, and then bring the feet onto the floor, have the knees fall out to the side, and take your hands onto your ankles. You can also, if you have troubles to sit like this, take the hands behind you and lean back. Some of us are quite restricted in the hip flexibility, and this is how you start. So it's more important to have a nice long spine than sitting here crippled and trying to be in a pose that doesn't belong to you yet. So take the hands behind you, extend the spine, be happy. And then slowly, gradually, you can move forward and find the stretch in your inner thighs, or you can take your hands onto your ankles, lift the chest, and exhale, slightly moving forward, and then stay here for a moment. Good, and then inhale, coming back up. Take your knees together, and we come onto our backs. The next exercise is called yogic bicycles. So it goes a little bit slower, it's a bit more mindful, and takes less strain in the neck. So for those who feel lots of neck strain when doing, supine abdominal exercises and you're not used to it, this is for you, and you gradually build up. So you can also always leave the head on the floor just to start with. Then after a while you can lift the head, and if that is getting too much, you can rest your head in your hands. Instead of pulling the head up, you rest the whole weight of your head in your hands. Okay? Good. So we don't want to compromise the neck here. The cervical spine is really sensitive. Okay. Now, yogic bicycles. So take your knees into your chest. Take the hands behind your ears, just the ears or the earlobes, however you like it. Good, and then have the knees above your hips. So we try to avoid to bring the knees close. We want to work a little bit harder here. So extend the left leg, right knee stays up. Lift the left elbow up to the right knee. With the inhalation, the knees are parallel. Exhale, extend the right leg, and the right elbow moves to the left knee. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And if that's getting too much, you can just move the legs. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Smile. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Remember not to move the knee too much, keeping them over your hips. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Good. And then we pause here. You can, of course, pause the video and keep going as long as you like. I just run you through the poses, and the whole video will be already really effective, but if you want to do a little bit more, just add some more. Good. And then take your hands onto the kneecaps and just roll the knees out wide, rolling the hips out a little bit, bringing a little bit of synovial fluid into the hip joints. Really nice. Good. Good. And then take the hands underneath the middle of your back, and we come up to a seated position. Now from here, we come back onto all fours. So on all fours, now we get going. Now we get going. So another really nice exercise. So the first level is you're on all fours. And again, instead of, hanging here in your elbows and your shoulders and your wrists, really be active and be alive. Bring a lot of life into your hands, curl the fingertips, and then lift the muscles off the lower arms, the forearms, and the upper arms. Have a little micro bend in your elbows. Then draw the tailbone back, draw the lower ribs in, and you already feel the engagement. Think about the neck like a bulldog a little bit, so you're like nice and steady in your chest. Beautiful. Good. Now to be a little bit more stable, take your knees together as we lift one knee up, and you bring it to your right. So the right knee comes up to your right armpit or the back of your upper arm, or if you build strength, then just to the elbow, a little bit lower. Good. And then bringing it back, and other side. Bringing it back. Good. Other side, and bringing it back. You can do this same exercise coming into a half plank, so you're a little bit more engaged. Exhale. Bringing the knee to the outside of your right arm, and then inhale down, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Chin comes a little bit into your throat, so you're not dipping with your head, as I probably just did. Exhale. Good. Now you can do this also. You come into a plank. So with the exhalation, bring the knee to the outside of your right arm. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Good. Now we do another variation where you bring your knee, and you can do this on the knees as well. You bring your knee to the back of your elbow and bring the foot square, so you just crosses over to the other side. So we're using the inner thigh muscle again. Really beautiful. And then with the inhalation, you extend and exhale. Inhale, same side. Exhale. And you can do this also with extended leg. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. And you can also extend the right leg. Exhale, crossing over. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Other side. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Cross over if you like. Inhale. Exhale. And be happy with your level that you have. Trust me, you will slowly, a few more, build your core strength here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. You might hate me now, but you will love me when you start with handstands. Exhale. And do that always. Like, this is conditioning. And you can always do that in between. One more. Exhale. Inhale. Bring the knees down. Exhale. Child's pose. And slowly come with your head down to the floor. Release the arms. Wiggle your shoulders a little bit. And breathe. So you can stay here, have a little rest, put the video on pause. I keep on going. You can join me. So the next exercise, we will go and come onto, we do something similar. So we are on all fours and we come into a plank. That's also a really good one. I really like it. So tilt the pelvis back. Frontal hip points towards your lower ribs, so the front of your body is really engaged. Now take your right knee towards your chest. With the inhalation, you lift, so the head lifts, the heart drops between your shoulder blades.
And with the exhalation, you round and push into the heels of your hands. You can do a few of those. You can have one knee down. So you inhale, bring the right knee down, and then exhale. Just lift it. Inhale. And it's just underneath, so you bring it to your nose. Or you drop it, hover, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And then inhale and exhale. Change side. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Can go and exhale. Keep on going. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more in. Exhale. And release. Whew. Okay, and then come down. Child's pose if you like. Drop the head. Have a rest. And you can do these exercises also individually, or you pick the ones you like the most. Maybe there are those they're most possible for you at the moment. Pick those, you have lots of fun, and from there you motivate yourself to do even more and try new things out. So good. And then we come back onto all fours. Now this time, come onto your forearms. Beautiful. And that's a classic, and I've done that for years. Also when I was running and in between, it's always nice to do. So you come into a forearm plank. You can do this halfway. Remember not to drop in your lower back, so you want to lengthen the tailbone away from the top of the head and drawing the pubic bone closer towards your navel. That gives you this little bit of rounding and the activation of your front. Good. Now, and then we shift the hips to the right, so dip the hips down, the right hip down, pressing both elbows equally, forearms equally into the floor, and then change sides. Good. And you can either choose to hold here for a little while, or you just shift from side to side, and you probably have guessed, you can do the whole exercise with extended legs. So exhale, drop the heels to the right, inhale to the left, and keep the hips hovering, nice and light and buoyant. Pubic bone moves forward, tailbone lengthens away from you. Other side, good. Holding here maybe for a moment. I really love this one, that's really nice. And then other side. And again. Good. The side. And again, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Good. Come onto your belly, stretching the front out in a little sphinx pose again. Or we do the elegant snaky queen cobra, I like to call it. With the exhalation, you on your fingertips, the hands are wider than your mat, nice and wide, the elbows lift up, maybe you have a 90-degree angle in the elbow creases. Now exhale, press the hips into the floor, look towards your navel or into the direction, and then lifting up with the inhalation, then you lift the heart, breathe into the full space of your lungs. Good. Stay here for a moment. That should feel really nice. Now just don't go too high if you're restricted in the lower back. Be happy where you're at. Your body thanks you if you're taking it from there where it is, and don't over challenge your body. It will yearn for the next practice rather than being frightened of it. Invite your body. Good. And exhale, release. Good. Another plank. Now this exercise you can do either on your hand or on your forearm, depending on your wrist stability and the feelings on your wrist. So we come into a plank on the right side, and you can the first level is you have your knee down, so your right knee is down, you bring it back to the side of your mat, have the shoulder right above your wrist, and the left hand comes onto your hip. That's level one. So that's really nice, and you're here in a nice plank. You can extend the arm, the top arm if you like, or you keep it on the hip, so whatever feels right for you. You can either stay here and then we do a little hip dip. So we do exhale and then coming back up. Good, and then slowly. And exhale, coming up. Sorry, so inhale down and exhale. Inhale, exhale. So you can also go a level higher. So you have the left foot in front of your right, and then inhale, drop the hip, exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. You look just to the side, inhale, exhale, inhale. As you drop the hip, bring it back up, bring it slightly forward as well. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Let's do 10. Exhale, I think we're at 5. Inhale, 6. Inhale, 7. Inhale, 8. Inhale, 9. Inhale, 10. And hold. And then maybe you take your arm up, stretch up all the way. Should feel good. And then you can come down, or you join me to come into a full plank or half plank. Good. And then from here, let's go into a downward facing dog. So you stretch out now the right side. If you're not used to down dog, just come onto your knees, or just watch for a while. You can just come onto your knees, do a half dog here. For those who have the experience, you come into your dog pose. And as I like to teach it, keep your knees bent if your hamstrings are tight. So the straight legs in the downward facing dog, you may have seen a lot of magazines and flexible yogis. As we all not are super flexible, we just do whatever we can to lengthen our spine rather than anything else. Good. Now take the feet together, lift your right leg up to the sky, bend the right knee, and then open the hip up. So we just open what we just strengthened here. Pushing the right hand into the floor. Beautiful. Now just draw the knee rather up than back, keeping the tailbone moving away from you, moving the pubic bone towards you, so towards your navel. Good, so we don't want to hang here in our lower back too much. And then slowly come down, and we do the other side. So we come onto the left side now, and you can find your variation again. You can do the whole exercise on your forearm, dipping the hips. You can come onto your hands, do the half plank. So, and that is a really nice variation too. And you may stay there for a while. So you inhale, exhale. Okay, I do the full variation because I want to show you what I can do. Not really, but you know now how it goes. So we have the legs extended, your hips are lifted, take the arm up onto your hip, and then inhale, dip the hip down, exhale, lift. Inhale, keep the shoulder nice and stable. If you feel anything in your shoulder girdle, then slowly be mindful, bring one knee down. Inhale, exhale, the strength will build. Don't injure yourself, you just stop yourself from practicing. Inhale, exhale, inhale, 5 or 6, inhale, exhale, 6, inhale, exhale, 7, inhale, 8, inhale, 9, inhale, 10, hold, and then maybe bring your arm over your head, stretch out the opposite side, come into a plank. From here, move into a half dog or downward facing dog. So stretching out. Now bring the feet together, lift the left leg up, bend the knee, and then just open up here, just from the hip, moving the tailbone away from you, just lifting the knee up rather than hanging your lower back. And take a few breaths here. And then slowly coming back down, take the foot down, come down into a downward facing hero or child's pose, bringing your hips back as far as you can, and the forehead down to the mat. Now just got a cramp. Ooh. Good. Now we're almost there. We do a very beautiful exercise, which I call the butterfly swing. So you have the feet together, big toes, big toe mounts are together, heels are together, knees. It's the name of my ex-boyfriend, Niels. Anyway, so knees fall out to the side, hands are behind you. Also, you can do this exercise on your wrist to take a bit of pressure out of your wrist joints. And curl the fingertips slightly, squeeze the upper arms behind your armpits a little bit. And then with the inhalation, lift your hips up, bring the chin to the chest, or you look slightly up, but avoid to drop the head. So you want to keep the neck clear. Now, have the hands wide enough, and then with the exhalation, you bring the hips back, and then round your back, pushing into the heels of the hands, and the legs are extended. Inhale, lift back up, and exhale. Inhale, lift, and exhale. Again, inhale and exhale. Is that great? I think it's heaps of fun. Inhale, exhale, inhale, lift, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. If you want to go a little bit stronger, you can try to, with your exhalation, to lift the heels off the floor. And then inhale, lift again, exhale, inhale, lift, and one more, exhale, and then release. Well done. Have the knees out wide again, and then we just either have the hands behind you, as I said before. Don't, try to go somewhere where the length of your spine, the elongation, the freedom of your spine is somehow restricted. So take the hands back if you need to, and then we just butterfly our knees. Just release the hips here. Good, beautiful, awesome. Good, and then take the knees together, cross your legs, so you extend the legs in front of you. Take the right foot over your left, so the shin bones, your legs cross on your shin bones, keeping this cross. Keep it cross the legs so the feet land underneath and you have a little bit of support. If you're an athlete, you're most likely sitting like this or like this. There are always pillows you can put underneath, and I would suggest you sit a little bit elevated as well, so your pelvis tilts slightly forward and you ensure a lengthening of your lower back. Good, now we sit here and we want to twist out what we have strengthened, and twists are actually awesome to also build strength and coordination within the oblique muscles. So also a little bit of core exercise here. Now inhale, lift your arms up, just let them float up while your tailbone draws down. We keep this little lift of the lower abdomen again, and then without using your hands, just twist over to the right. Stay here, lift a little bit higher. Let your shoulders just relax, and then exhale, drop the hands down, left knee on your right leg, left hand on your right knee, right hand behind you, and then inhale, extend the spine. With the exhalation, you look over your right shoulder. And with each inhalation, feel your spine spiraling up a little bit more. And exhale. Maybe you can turn your head a little bit more. If that strains your neck, just look to the side. We want to be at ease here all the time. So no stress. It'll all come. And there's actually nowhere to go. So the only place where you want to go in your yoga practice is yourself, your sensation, your experience, and let it be free and easeful. Good, and then slowly release the head, shoulder girdle. Roll the shoulders out and extend the legs. Now take the left leg over your right, shin bones are crossed, and then take the feet underneath your knees. Inhale, let your arms float up, reach up, and then exhale, twist over to the left. Right hand onto your left knee, left hand behind you. With the exhalation, you may want to collapse into yourself a little bit to reintegrate the core. And then with the inhalation, you spiral up to the sky. Looking over your shoulder as much as you easily can, bringing the right shoulder blade a little bit deeper in towards your heart.
Drop the left shoulder down. And then slowly release the head, shoulder girdle. Beautiful. So these were almost all of my most loved core exercises. You will find many in my classes as well. In the flows I integrate a lot, and in between, because it's a dear passion of mine to kindle your soul fire in your center. And I hope you enjoy it. If you liked it, then share with everyone around you, everyone who wants to get a little bit more core strength and core coordination. And leave me a comment. Also, if you have some class suggestions or ideas, I'm happy to help you. I'm happy to do a video for you. So I hope you have a nice practice. Let me know how you go, and I see you soon. Namaste, yogi.